Good morning, everybody. You're listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk here on the news station. 1320 AM WARA and online, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. Catherine Conley, a.k.a. Casey, the sports master himself, Justin Ferrer. Joe DeVerns, he is at Syracuse University. Of course, our intern from Bishop Fian and Luz Cabral is doing a wedding today. And we have the privilege of having Jim Winters, a new head coach over at Attleboro football. I wanted to grab him before the local papers, but I guess I failed on that. But it was good to see the post. And, Coach, thank you for coming on. It's great to meet you finally.
It's my pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
So, like we talked about prior to coming on, if you could just give us a rundown about, maybe like where you're from, like a normal introduction, what got you to where you are right now, coaching this team, football wise.
Yeah, sure. I grew up in Foxborough.
Yeah.
I actually was a baseball kid growing up. I didn't play football until my sophomore year. I played football for Coach Martinelli at Foxborough. Went on to play at UMass Dartmouth for Coach Kavanaugh. After school, I actually I worked for a while. It wasn't, it was probably a good period of time before my buddy AJ Dooley and my brother Jason, they were coaching Pop Warner, and they coached the little kids, so they grabbed me, and I started there. I started coaching Pop Warner at Foxborough. We brought a team all the way up. At that point, Jimmy Arts, who I played football with at Foxborough, he got the head job at Oliver Ames, and my work schedule kind of worked out for me. So I went over to Oliver Ames, coached freshman for him for probably 10 years. Went up to the varsity with him a little bit too. So we kind of did both there. Jimmy left to go to Stonehill, and then I always thought I was just going to be coaching with him for a while at OA, and I never really pitch anything else. But he left, and then I wound up going to be the offense coordinator at Silver Lake for 4 years. Then I took 1 year. Jimmy got the job at Norton. I went back, ran the offense for him for a year, and then the Silver Lake job opened up. So I was the head coach there. I got hired, and a month later, COVID hit. So I was head coach for probably 3 years, but it took a while to get on the field. So I coached there for 2 years, and then this opportunity opened up, and here I am.
All right, guys, get dive in.
Yeah. So would you
be nice to him now? He's the first time here.
Take it easy on him.
We don't want to rip him apart too.
Yeah. Yeah. So you mentioned that you were around football for so you grew up in Foxborough. You played for Foxborough.
Yes.
So would you say you had any experience being around football around that time, and then you started coaching then?
At Foxborough, yeah. Clearly Foxborough's a football town. I was raised on it. There's a million kids at every high school game, right? So that's kind of a big deal in Foxborough. And football's kind of it was literally in my backyard. I grew up in the trailer park at Foxborough. My father raced horses. The old Foxborough Stadium was in my backyard. People had to walk through my yard to get to the game. So
did you charge them admission?
Yeah,
wow.
I should have.
Should have had your own toll.
Trust me. It's
a lot of people.
There was a lot of people that were friends with me on Sunday that would come and park at the house. So.
Oh yeah, they were your best friends.
Yeah,
then.
exactly. Yeah. So yeah,
awesome.
Foxborough's football's kind of in my blood.
Now, how long were you over with the youth kids over there in Foxborough again?
So we took them up from D all the way up to A, right? So now it's different. It's called youth now, but at Pop Warner. So we probably had 4 years, 5 years.
I know. So I started doing it with my kid, and I stayed a little bit longer in Taunton Pop Warner. I knew you looked so familiar. I'm like, I know I had to see him either, because I just did the little guys, and then I went up with my son. Then I stayed back and did one more year, and then I got into high school football, but I was going back and I'm like, this guy looks so familiar. I had to see you somewhere, either you guys playing Taunton, in that, or you guys in Foxborough, obviously, and then covering the high school. Probably saw you at Silver Lake. Yeah. Now, what was that like making the transition for you mentally, going from youth football to high school football, because now they're saying, you hear all these other coaches come in, like, they use all different analogies. You're like, whoa, 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 keep it simple. I mean, let's keep the English simple.
Yeah, it's it's funny because my progression actually was kind of a natural path, right? So we took the kids up from the young level until that 18 where they were 8th grade. So, we had coached that, and then my next step was just freshmen. So I almost, grew as those kids, kind of came along too. So as a youth coach, it was great because we were on our own. We didn't have any kids. It was just 3 buddies kind of coaching the game. So we just kind of went out. I bought as many books as I can, watched as many videos, things like that really kind of molded my coaching style without having those those factors of people kind of pushing stuff on you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it was good.
That's good.
Yeah.
What do you got, kid?
So since you're now the new football coach for Attleboro High School, what would you say you're looking forward to the most in your new position?
That's a good question. It's tough to say one thing. I think everything about it is exciting to me and great. I mean, I live 10 minutes away, so I get to see my family a little more. Being on a nice new field, nice new school is great. The community is amazing. I think everyone in Attleboro lives for football, and they really, Attleboro pride isn't just a saying. I think people in here really, really, truly mean it. So I would say if there's one thing, I'm probably looking forward to Thanksgiving. I think I love that tradition of redoing the helmets and the Attleboro North Attleboro thing, and they walk Hildy home, and I've never been a part of that. I've always been coaching, and my kids played at North Attleboro, and I never went to a North Attleboro Thanksgiving game. So I'm looking forward to that probably the most.
You never went to a Thanksgiving Day game?
I've always been coaching somewhere else.
Oh, true. That's true. Yeah, that's right. I just thought about that as you just said.
Yeah.
I've been to a lot of the North and Attleboro Thanksgiving.
No, not you.
Oh,
That's okay. No worries. But yeah, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But so let's talk about, as like I said, we're going to jump around crazy.
Sure.
Let's talk about the initial catch with that position being open. How did you find out about it? What was your mindset? Why Attleboro? Because there's probably other coaching positions. I haven't really checked, but I think another coach got hired somewhere else. And then coming from Silver Lake, can we elaborate on that a little bit more?
Yeah. So Silver Lake's great. I told those kids. I told everyone down there that I only was going to apply for one job, and I wanted the Attleboro job. It's a 45-minute ride for me every day. So, and I was going down there 4 times a week to weightlifting all year long. Besides, whatever happened during the season. So, it's a long ride, but I love being down there. I love the kids. I love the administration was great. So the only job I was looking for was the Attleboro job. I think Attleboro, one, obviously I get to be close to my family. My family, it's an 8-minute ride from my house to the high school. So it's hard to beat that. I think Attleboro has always been a team that I've looked at, and I've seen just talent. I've seen athletes up and down the roster, and there's large kids, big kids that going on to play in college. And so Attleboro has always been intriguing to me, and I always felt like, it's a team that I'd like to see competing for league titles. It worked out in a perfect situation for me. The North Attleboro job opened up. I didn't have any interest in that job. It's always been a North Attleboro guy, so Coach Strachan decided that he wanted to go for that, which opened the door for me in Attleboro, and that I jumped in, and it was a perfect opportunity. It was, like I said, it was the only job that I've gone for. I've never applied anywhere else. I would never apply anywhere else. So I think it's a perfect opportunity. I'm excited to see what we can build here.
All right. So what? Now you said something about weightlifting. You do weight. You run a weight. Is that weight? You said something about weightlifting.
Yeah. So when the season ends,
Yeah.
we open up the any kid that wants to work out, we open up the weight room for them.
Nice.
It's something I've done at every school I've been at. It's
So you started that up again, obviously, with Attleboro, right?
football's a 12-month-a-year job.
It really
right?
is. You got to stay conditioned. You get hurt. You know
Yeah,
that.
exactly. So, and I encourage kids. I want kids to play multiple sports. So if you're playing 3 sports, that's awesome. Go play the sports. But there's a bunch of kids that don't happen to have a winter sport, don't happen to have a spring sport,
Right.
And why pay $100 a month to go to these trainers and stuff like that. Like we open it up. We got coaches in there all the time. So so when I got here, now it's a little tricky in Attleboro right now because we're building the new school.
Yeah.
So when the school gets built, the weight room's it looks outstanding. But what they did over there is we took a bunch of weights and some equipment, and they carved out an area at the Studley Middle School for us. So we've opened up weightlifting for the kids there, and I've had it's not just me either. There's 3 or 4 coaches there all the time. So
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's controlled. It says structure to it. It's not like, hey, show up and sign in. And
No. I mean,
that's a liability thing then, right? That becomes a liability if you don't have at least one teacher trying to watch the kids and bring some type of structure.
Well, yeah, and plus, these are things that workouts that kids aren't used to doing, and you need to teach them the proper way to do it.
Right. Exactly.
There's some coaches that will probably just open up the door, and there's some coaches that don't even offer it.
Yeah, that's terrible. It's crazy the way you hear some of these things. There's no structure, and it's open. And hey, how'd you throw out your shoulder? Oh, where's the coach, or where was the teacher watching you guys do this?
Yeah, exactly.
You hear nightmares about that all the time.
You do, and it's so important to me. It's something that I've just been raised on. We talk about Foxborough. I was in weight room all summer, and there was 4 or 5 coaches there, and then when I first started coaching high school with Jimmy over at Oliver Ames, like that was just the way it was done, and it's like teach the kids the proper way to do it so no one gets hurt, and you don't want kids having to go elsewhere. Plus,
Exactly.
it builds the team chemistry. It's
Right.
there's something to be said about 40 guys in the room, sweating and
Right. Doing the right thing.
exactly.
All right, we are going to take our first break. If you want to call when we get back, I apologize for not saying the number early, 508-222-1320. The new coach of Attleboro High School football, Jim Winters, will be back with him and more right after this.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to 4 Deep Sports Talk. We are continuing highlighting the new Attleboro High School football coach, Jim Winters. Now, Jim, my second question for you is, what exactly made you want to come to Attleboro from Silver Lake?
Yeah, like I said, I think the idea of not eating dinner at 9 o'clock at night every night, and being able to be with my family, kind of.
I love that answer. That's a great answer.
Yeah, it's I had some long nights, so I think being close to my family was really the deciding factor. Like I said, Silver Lake, it was a tough place to leave, and it was just I just wanted to spend more time with my family, really.
Now, how did you have any say on your relief or the next head coach over at Silver Lake? Because that's where I'm going next. I'm going to try to get that gentleman in there and talk about his aspect, of course, with Silver Lake football.
So the job is still posted there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I should apply.
It's still, it's still open. I have talked to the AD, and I'd offered any help I could give, by all means. I feel like we had a good working relationship, so if she ever asked me for any input, I'd be more than happy to help. There's some guys there that are probably going to stay on, so I've been dealing with them. And during this transition, I've actually, before I left, we had scheduled some colleges to come in and visit. So I'm still kind of doing double duty. I'm bringing some colleges in here to talk to some of the kids, and I'm still handling that for Silver Lake because I feel it's right.
That's a class act, because I don't think I've ever heard that or actually heard that in a long time. Double duty. That good. Congrats to you. That takes a lot of guts and probably a lot of. I don't want to. This is a PG show. We don't want to say nothing bad, but I think you know where I'm going. That kudos to you, because I don't know the last time I've heard it. I mean, you always hear coaches. I left in good standing. They're great kids, but someone to go back to where they came from, for the love of these kids and do what you're doing. I can't remember the last. I mean, maybe they have, and I didn't catch it when they were sitting in your chair.
Yeah.
At whatever certain time. But I can't. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, it's the right thing to do, right? Like when I left those kids, you build a bond with them,
Yeah.
And, you tell them, listen, I love you guys. If there's anything you ever need, reach out to me, and it's not just lip service. So
Yeah.
if they ever need anything, I'd be there for them.
So what about transplants coming from Silver Lake to Attleboro? Has that started?
No.
You'd be surprised how many people that don't mind taking. It's only gas, but now gas is really expensive. It ain't like before.
Yeah.
But you hear those stories about those kids transplanting over, school of preference.
Yeah, you're gonna give me the Jimbo Fisher, Nick Saban thing. You can't really be talking about that, I guess.
Right, but I didn't know if that happened. I mean, you do hear the kids do transfer, and they do fall. I mean, I transferred my kid from Taunton to BR because I moved to BR. But is that happening? Has any kids thought about transferring over to Attleboro?
Not the Silver Lake kids, and it's probably not the right thing to talk about. When I tell kids to pick a college, you pick the college. You don't pick the coach, right? Like, go there, make sure you're happy with the college, because you don't know what the situation is going to be.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you're fully invested in the location, the college, what it has to offer you.
Yeah.
Well,
I apologize if I came across the wrong way on that.
No, it's just that's fine. I mean, listen. Yeah, no.
I mean, there's nothing you can do anyway. If they're going to come, they're going to come if they want to.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm more concerned with keeping everyone in Attleboro, right, and making sure that there's enough schools around here that we want to fend off.
Right, and even the same thing with Silver Lake and Attleboro. I mean, now you have to worry about who wants to go to a Catholic school all of a sudden because they're not happy with whatever program. You've probably seen that like a zillion times. Or now a trade school. You have a chance to play Division I football or whatever. Now you want to go to South Shore Voc and take up plumbing and heating or something. You have that too.
I mean, there's a million things going on nowadays with the kids, and they have all these options. It's just like you just try to offer them the best thing the best thing you can offer them, and
Absolutely.
be fair and honest with them, and
That's
hope
it.
they buy in and
Exactly.
stick around.
Well, it sounds like you're off to a very good start. I mean, just the weight room alone and keeping that going and letting them know that you're committed, And one question before I bounce it over to Catherine. Who did you look up to as far as to inspire you to coach, to go that extra step to become the Silver Lake head coach and now the head coach over in Attleboro?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the answer is easy. It's Coach Montanelli. Coach Montanelli has been at Foxborough for quite a while. I think he was there in '82, and he's still there. And you talk to anyone that went through his program, and there's not too many people that will have anything negative to say about him. It's it was something that we went through high school, and he was a role model to every kid that was on the program, and it was important to him to have, make sure that, the 100th kid on the team was just as important as the first kid. And it's that commitment to the football player and to the seniors, and making sure that they feel as special as they can. And that's kind of who I look up to, what I want to emulate as far as I want the kids to get the positive experience and get the most out of football that they possibly can. It's not with Coach. He gets more out of kids than anyone that's probably ever coached the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, Coach Montanelli's probably obviously the guy that you look up to.
Now, of course, you already know, I believe you guys are Davenport out of the Hockomock, or is it Kelly Rex? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, we're Kelly Rex.
Yeah, Kelly Rex.
Yeah.
Davenport's the smaller schools in the Hawk.
Yep.
So are they in your schedule at all this year?
Foxborough?
Yeah.
No, so what we're going to do is we're scrimmaging them. And,
Nice controlled scrimmage.
Nice
couple
controlled
roughs,
scrimmage, yeah. We did something. I actually did something with them last year at Silver Lake where it was almost. I don't know if I want to give out state secrets, but it was less of a scrimmage and more of a kind of a controlled practice.
Oh, that's good though.
Yeah,
they learn from that.
and you get so much work. Every kid in the program gets some work. It's not like you're going to practice and you're hitting the same kid or you're going against the same kid. So
Yeah.
we brought over and you get some Foxborough guys coaching you up. You get some Attleboro guys coaching you up. So
Yeah.
we're going to continue that, and I think hopefully we got a good working relationship. And I don't foresee us ever playing against each other.
Right.
Just with different divisions anyway. So
Right. In the playoffs, they should be down anyway. They shouldn't. Right. There's
Yeah.
some mail enrollment alone.
yeah,
Once you guys qualify for the playoffs.
yeah.
You would think.
Playoffs. Yeah, we would be a D1 team, and they were D4, and they did very well last year.
But the and I'm hoping I'm saying this right, but I don't want to be I don't want to pick on anybody. But the brilliance of the MIAA, with the way they do these playoffs, and God forbid, and you never know. You just never know, Coach, with the MIAA.
The rules changed last week.
I'm
I
speaking
think.
for me. I'm not speaking for you. Let's get that straight. All right, Catherine, I mumbled on enough.
That's all right. So my next question for you, Coach, is what do you say is your biggest motivation?
That's easy. I mean, honestly, it's just the kids. It's coaching, young men into adults. That's what you're all in for, really. You want to show them, the right way to do things. Listen, I'm coaching, and I did things a lot of the wrong way, and it's like, hey, listen, I've already gone down that road. This isn't the way to do it. Like, this is the way to do it, and giving them a positive experience as much as I can. And, there's nothing more satisfying than, kids coming back after they've graduated and, saying thank you and, best experience and things like that. So, I'm only in coaching for the kids.
I apologize for that. That was my phone that just
It's vibrated.
Yeah, I shook the whole table. I apologize.
Yeah,
move.
that's what I.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Absolutely. All right, Jay, what do you got?
What do you think it takes to have a successful football team?
I think it's important that that everyone buys in, right? Everyone's on the same line, doing the same path. It's not easy at this day and age where kids maybe they don't want to switch positions, or they don't want, they think, they should be doing certain things. But I think you show them the right way, and if everyone buys in, if you get the whole team buying in, that's the way to success. And it goes from seniors all the way to sophomores. Like, sophomores are going to help you on varsity. Like, you need to understand that all three levels are helping you on the varsity team, and there's a lot of times where kids are like, I don't have to worry about my sophomore year, and seniors don't understand how important it is to bring those sophomores along. So if you get the whole team, whatever, you got 80 kids on the varsity program, you got them all going the same direction and buying in. Once they start believing, they can do anything. That's all you got to do is get them to believe. And
that can be hard. I mean, you're coming from 3 different programs, actually 4: youth football in Foxborough, Oliver Ames, Silver Lake, of course, and now here. And you have more than enough experience. I mean, a blind guy could hear it as far as how kids' personalities are so different. Work ethic, going to the gym, and it's not that you're a career counselor or a social worker, but sometimes it must get frustrating at some point where you're like, this kid has no idea how good he can be, but he's in my way, and I can't make, like my little cliche with the freshmen where I can't make you great if you get in my way, and I'm trying to make you great, and there's just small mechanical issues you need to work on. But with that being, we ready for a break?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we'll step away. We have new head coach Jim Winters from Attleboro Blue Bombardier football. I want to make sure I get that out. We'll be back with him and more right after this. I'm going to be able to. Hey, welcome back. I heard you pressing the button. I was still talking like we were off air. You're listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk here on the news station, 1320 AM WARA, and online, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. She's Catherine Conley, a.k.a. Casey, the sports master, getting ready to dive into. He's doing his little dance on the side. He's ready to jump in. He has scores. We do have some scores we're going to get to probably after our second break. But again, we have the pleasure of being... the privilege,
we already had our second break.
Yeah, you mean third.
Third, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm tired. I had I had to drive up to Beverly and see the big guy, my grandson, play T-ball, and he just likes the camaraderie. He could care less, He's just putting the glove on. He wears my son's old Bridgewater Raynham helmet, He's just like hanging out with the other boys,
Yeah, it's great then.
But off air, we talked about the coach and staff coming up. Let's dive into this team, what you're hoping to do and stuff like that. But we want to get the kudos out there to the coaches because, we don't want them giving you a hard time at your next meeting,
Yeah, exactly. So the coaching staff, so Tommy Burns, he's I think 13 or 14 grad of Attleboro. He's a teacher in the building. He's going to be running our defense. Very intelligent defensive mind. So, when you get hired, you get the list of the guys that were on the staff before, and, you sit down and interview them. And, Tommy jumped out quick. He definitely knows his stuff. And the kids really, you mention his name around the kids, and they get excited for him. So I think he's going to be running our defense, and I think that's a great opportunity for him. I brought 2 guys over from Silver Lake. Coach Starkey's going to be doing our O-line, and Coach Starkey actually coached. I played quarterback, believe it or not, but he was one of my coaches at UMass Dartmouth. So way back when, and he was the O-line coach there. He just happened to apply for a job at Silver Lake, 4 or 5 years ago, and I don't even know if he knew I was there. And we walked in, so he's been with me since then. So he's going to come up. Coach Boyd's also coming from Silver Lake. He's a Silver Lake kid, but he's gonna be running our wide receivers, and he does the weight room. He has all the degrees in that, and that's kind of his job. So he's been doing the weight room right now already, and so he'll be doing the wide receivers. Coach Malidi is going to be doing linebackers for us. He was the freshman coach last year. I think he played at Bridgewater. Young guy. He's a teacher in the building. He's already been scouring the halls and kind of grabbing some kids here and there that haven't played before. So he's been doing a great job there. Mike Whitefield is going to be doing running backs. He's on board with us. And Alan Foster's signed on to do freshman. He was over at North Attleboro for a time doing the defense over there for the freshmen. He's an Attleboro guy, so he's coming back home to Attleboro. We still have some more guys out there we got to kind of fill in with. I get some more interviews to do, and put the finishing touches on it. But the core group is definitely very knowledgeable. The key is, how do they treat the kids? Everyone that I've met with, that I've talked to, they speak about the kids first. Not yellers, not the old school method that we might have grew up on is out the window now.
Yeah.
And, I want a positive experience at practice. So making sure that they have the kids, in mind in first is important to me there. So I think we're putting together a pretty good staff, and I think I'm talking to some guys that I'd be pretty excited if they come on board, and I think we're gonna have a good staff.
So you're thinking about grabbing some more guys for the coaching staff?
Yeah. There's so what I'm trying to do, and we have a few spots that we have a few more spots here in Attleboro than we've had at many places, and what I'd like to do is try to coach one way as far as, for the most part. I look at practice every year, and I'm like, how do we make this better? You know, and one of the things that's always bugged me is I've been at practice, and there's 30 kids that just kind of standing around, right? And the young kids, the sophomores, don't really get a lot of playing time. So I try to look at how do we fix this problem, and what we'll do at practice is we try to set up like 3 offensive huddles, and let the varsity kids go first, and then kind of show it down the line. So a little more quickly, rapid fire. Everyone's kind of getting some work, and if I can have a guy that's just coaching D-backs the whole time, and maybe we're doing we're doing varsity offense, and those scout kids are getting coached up a little more. It's a numbers game, and sometimes you don't have a lot of coaches. But there's teams that I've seen where you got 4 or 5 guys watching the varsity, and no one's really paying attention to the younger kids, and it's like. This whole program's mine. I mean, from freshman all the way up to varsity, and I want those kids coached up as early and often as they can. So that's how we're gonna. That's our game plan going in, and O-line. Maybe the younger kids that might not help us this year, but they'll get coached up, and we'll get them a year in advance, maybe. Some more coaching. So that's my theory. And there's plenty of guys that are willing to coach around here in Attleboro. So I think we should be in good shape as far as finding people.
Now, did you change the weight room aspect probably from what you did in Silver Lake to what they used to do here in Attleboro? Or is that kind of the same?
No, it's different.
I was just curious,
Yeah. We have our own. We have our own style. We do.
Yeah, your own format.
Yeah, they kind of. I'm not really sure, how they've done in the past, but what we've done, at Silver Lake, and what we're doing now, it's proved to be beneficial. So
Nice.
Yeah,
that's all you want.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So, how big is your coaching staff going to be once it's all said and done?
So we have.
You get the freshmen. You got 2 freshman coaches.
We'll have 2 freshman coaches, and we'll probably, hopefully, have maybe 2 volunteers as freshmen. So there'll probably be 4 guys down to freshmen. Varsity, we have 6 spots and maybe 2 volunteers. So maybe 8. Ideal if we can get 10 to 12 guys, that'd be great.
Is that what you had over at Silver Lake? Same idea.
Silver Lake, I had 4 guys.
Just the way you said that, like, he's got to be kidding me.
Yeah, no, it worked out where.
I mean, you guys competed. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
with 4 coaches.
We just didn't have a lot of guys that wanted to be, assistant coaches down there. It was.
Oh, they all wanted the big job.
I don't know. It was a tough league.
Yeah, definitely a tough league.
Marshfield and Duxbury, we played against them, and somehow they had 20 coaches. No, I had 4.
It's a lot of handshaking at the end of the game.
Not by design, but I wound up calling offense, defense, and special teams last year, and it's too much. It's not what I wanted, but just how it works out. So
true. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So we'll let you guys dive in. I'm sorry, because I could go on I could make this another 2-hour show.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, like, out of curiosity, I always ask this question with every guest that we have. Who is your favorite NFL player?
It's got to be Tom Brady. Yeah. I mean, I've always kind of been drawn to the quarterbacks way back, when I was a kid. It was Roger Staubach, who you probably don't even know.
And the name sounds familiar.
Yeah. Then it was Aikman. I was a Cowboys fan for a long time. And then Tom Brady's, he's the GOAT. So, you watch him and you're impressed. There's so many talented, NFL quarterbacks, Allen and Mahomes and those guys. And, Mac Jones is doing great up here. So, no, he might be my second favorite. And hopefully, maybe one day he takes over for Brady. But Brady's my favorite.
There you go. What do you got, old man?
So, would you say you're bringing your coaching style from Silver Lake to Attleboro?
I would say that I try to evolve every year, right? So everything that I've learned, every person I've been around has kind of molded me into the coach I am. I learned a lot when I was the head coach at Silver Lake, and I'll tell you, you don't know what a head coach does until you're a head coach, and I'm more prepared to take on the job now. I kind of know, and which is great because we're kind of late into the season in May, so I know what needs to be done, and I'm kind of jumping on there. But I think you have to get better every year. Whether it's talking to other coaches, going to clinics, things like that, and just learning by experience and being around guys. So I think it's evolved, and I would like to think it's improved. So
yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, that must be different, though. I know we talked about this before, about how the kids' mindsets change and how we used to be rah-rah. We could take a break, 2 minutes?
1 minute.
1 minute, okay. Hopefully I can get this off my chest and not ramble on. Being the guinea that I am, I mean, it's just that alone, not just the game, but just seeing the different personalities. I mean, the days are rah-rah, and you still got to get on the kids a little bit, but it's more a controlled environment. You're just trying to teach mechanics, just trying to teach proper posture. How you want to run that offensive play. I mean, it's more that than, I mean, I hope I'm saying this right. What I'm trying to get at is, I mean, all that you touched about several times so far today, how everything is changing, not just the game and you look at the kids, but your aspect going into this next job. Is that fair to say? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's not the rah-rah. Kids get excited, and it's practice should be fun. And I think what's changed from when we played is it's not 2 hours of just beating each other up anymore, right? Yeah. We might go live for 10 minutes just to but it's more teaching them the technique, and you want to make sure everyone's healthy, and you learn more by breaking things down, as opposed to when we were there and just say go smash each other for 2 hours. That doesn't work anymore.
Right.
No.
All right, so we're going to take our last break. Listen, I finally got that right. We're going to take our last break. We have the privilege again. Jim Winters, a new head coach over at Attleboro High School, new football coach. We'll be back with him as we wrap this up right after this.
I think.
That's all you, big guy.
All right. We're ready to go over the scores for softball and baseball of yesterday.
Yep.
Okay, starting with softball. Milton 6, Canton 2. Abington versus Braintree has been postponed. Needham 11, Denham 1 in Capes and Islands Division. Nantucket 13, Barnstable 3, Falmouth 12, Dennis Yarmouth 2, Nauset 12, Sandwich 0, Monomoy 17, Rising Tide Carter 1, Sturgis East 15, St. John Paul II 6, Monomoy 16, Rising Tide Charter 4, in Hockomock, Milton 6, Canton 2, Mansfield 14, Milford 2, and moving on to baseball, in Bay State, Milton 5, Staunton 0, Attleboro 1, Needham 0, in Hockomock, Milton 5, Staunton 0, Attleboro 1, Needham 0, Canton 10, Bishop Feion 5, Milford versus Hopedale has been postponed, and finally Mansfield 6, Foxborough 3.
And I don't know if that's the softball score made it, but Tom Joyce was reporting North Quincy beat Situate last night, 17-4. So that's the only.
Oh, jeez.
So that was reported last night. But if you want to call in 508-822, excuse me, 822, 508-222-1320. Coach Winters, Jim Winters is here with us. More than enough coaching experience, but let's talk about like what you mentioned. Let's dive into those captains.
Yeah, the transition's been incredible with the captains, Anthony Salviati, Spencer Shirk, and Isaiah Miranda. There's 3 captains in Attleboro that have really stepped up. They're tremendous leaders, tremendous people, nice kids that have kind of helped me along the way. I don't have a complete roster. I don't have a complete way to contact everyone. So everything kind of goes through those kids. And the day we first met, we had a good conversation, and I told them it's important to kind of make sure that we keep the traditions that they think is important, and they've kind of took the ball and run with it, and anything I've asked from them, that they've been great leaders, rallying the team and getting them all into the lifting and getting them all. They're actually doing spring passing league now, and
oh, that's cool. 7-on-7, yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, so things like that. Those kids are great. I mean, before I met them, they kind of jumped out on film. Like I said, what I was saying earlier, before I took the job, I just started watching some YouTube videos, and those kids, they're all very good players, and I'm excited to see what they do on the field. For us this year, so be good. Yeah.
So less to fix or more to fix as a fan, not as a coach?
Well, it's a different Attleboro team. It's kind of interesting that they were very senior heavy last year.
Yeah.
So we'll be younger, but we have a lot of athletes. We have this.
Oh, we got a call.
Okay, let's take that call. Sorry, Coach.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, you got it. Hi, you first on 4 Deep Sports Talks. We talk with Jim Winters from Attleboro. Hello.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yes, sir. Do you have a question, Coach? Yep, you got a question.
Got to put these on. Huh?
Yeah. What's your question for Coach Winters?
Yeah, so I wanted to ask Coach Winters. I know that teams have guys who sometimes will just exclusively play special teams, like kickers, punters, long snappers. What type of advice would he have for kids that are interested in maybe playing those special teams positions?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, why not?
That's all right.
Yeah, these things. Can I take these off?
Absolutely.
I can't handle it. Yeah, only playing special teams. By all means, we have special teams is a third of the game, so I think it's very important that they do that. I think it's honestly a great way to get yourself into a college that they're looking for long snappers, looking for guys that can hold, guys that can punt. There's some very good camps out there that can help you along the way as well. Everyone's welcome, so yeah, come on up. See, if you can only kick, that's great. That's very important.
There you go. Caller, thank you for the call. We appreciate it.
Thanks. Have a good one.
You two have a great weekend. That was an interesting call. Pretty unique.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's definitely we have that all the time where kids kind of specialize in one thing, and by all means, all right, let's try to make you the best that we can.
Absolutely. I know I can speak for everyone at the station and all of us here at 4 Deep Sports Talk. We wish you the best, and hopefully we'll be having this conversation with a Super Bowl trophy or a conference trophy or something. If not, we can always come and do a recap. You're more than welcome to come in and do something like that. How are we doing for our time in the gray?
6 minutes.
Really? It says, so the gray says what, 12:50?
12:56.
12:56.
The green said 6 minutes.
Yep, we want the gray. We want the gray now. We want the actual time.
Right.
Right. So before we go, anybody want to shout out to anybody? Do we have any fundraisers going on with the team, car washes, anything like that we should get out there?
So not yet. So actually, I got Gridiron meeting next week. So maybe I'll call in and give you an update on that.
That'd be great.
We'll be doing the gold cards in August, which is
a good way to raise money.
That's a big one. That's a big one. And I've dealt with Matt Ross, who is the gold card guy. He's awesome down there. And we're actually I probably should mention we're in talks with the Y because. The weight room situation. So the Y has offered all our kids a spot to work out for the summer. So
nice.
Yeah, we got a deal going on with them that they'll have a place to work out where while we wait for the new high school. So that's kind of a big deal.
How are you getting involved, or what's your plan to get involved with the youth football in Attleboro?
Yeah, so I've already talked to them. I went to the meeting this week. What I would like to do, and I think it's crucial, is we're going to have a camp run by the high school staff.
Awesome.
With the high school players. I think it's kind of important that they see themselves as role models, and they are. They really are. Yeah, the youth kids definitely look up to them. So I think the youth kids would be excited to do that, and we want to bring back Whitehawks night. At the school where all those kids come out, wear their jerseys, get either be on the field or however it's done. I know it's going to be a little different with we're still in a transition with the construction, but we definitely want to keep that working relationship going with the youth as much as we can.
I think that's everything. I think we covered everything except for the color of his car.
It's white.
That's right. Coach, again, thank you. Very nice to meet you, and hopefully we'll stay in touch, and good luck this year, especially in that tough conference, the Hockomock.
Yeah, absolutely. We got to work out for it, but thank you for having me. It was fun.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, you didn't make it any harder. You went from one Patriot League drooling conference to another hard conference.
Yeah, it's not easy.
I figured pick up a charter school or something. But then again, they get their own meal and room that gets hard. All right, for Catherine Conley, a.k.a. Casey, the sportsmaster, Justin Ferrer, Luce Cabral is actually at the graduation of Bristol Community College. They extended it from, I think she told me, today and tomorrow. Joe DeVerns from Bishop Feen, he'll be in next week as he finishes up his internship. Well, she's going to be here for the summer, but for all of us over at 4 Deep Sports Talk, we hope you enjoyed this hour of I hope you enjoyed this. I'll spit it out sooner or later. As we have the privilege of highlighting Jim Winters, the new football coach over at Attleboro Blue Bombardier football. We will catch you next time. Everyone have a fantastic weekend. So now just go to the music.